such activity.
How were you able to take out the Honorable Vincent Odotei in your primaries in June, considering that he has a lot of clout?
That's true.
Known very well in the football circles, in the political circles, and the communications ministry. How do you do that?
Yeah, in fact, my brother is one individual you can term as the big man. He's a big man. He's a big fish in the scheme of things. You look at, again, the sports fraternity, and then within the political space, he's a big fish. But then, politics is about relationships. Politics is about you drawing strength from your followers. So that connection with the people should be able to sustain us in government. And also, it's a social contract between you, the politician, and the people who elected you. You have made some promises to them, and you are going to be measured on the basis of those promises. And so if you fall short of those promises, you are likely to suffer eventually for that.
What promises did he make to the people of Lai?
I thought the interview is about myself.
No, but you took out somebody who is quite major. He cannot say 4 more for Odotei because you are responsible for that. You knocked him out.
Yeah.
You had 543 votes versus his 376.
Yeah.
That's a huge achievement. I want to know how you did it.
Well, it's not about me and my person. It's about the people. We had 120 delegates, 960 voted, and the overwhelming majority voted in my favor. It's about the message and the connection. I presented a different alternative to them. But then, even before the delegates voting, we were having the general election in mind, that who is it that can carry us into that promised land, that victory, to retain the seat in December. And so, looking at the chances of the party within the constituency, for our brother, the incumbent, having served in the last 3 years, our chances were looking very bleak. And
why?
Okay, so why? First of all, like I said, it's about the relationship with the people. And there are key stakeholders within the constituency. And an MP, even though your primary function is to make laws and represent the interest of the constituency, you also have a responsibility to the people to be accountable to them, to connect with them, to,
I mean, I get that.
Give them that respect, visibility, accessibility, and all of that. Perhaps the people felt that he was not on the ground much, and so they wanted an alternative. And even really, I can say on authority that if we had not effected this change, the chances of the elephant retaining the seat would have been very difficult.
You're sure of that?
That's the will of the people. It's not about me sitting here.
Okay, let me tell you about what you said. You said he doesn't have anything concrete or productive to show for his 4-year mandate so far. You said this when you went to visit the Adobeto electoral area.
That is right.
Yes.
That is right.
Nothing concrete?
To say nothing concrete is relative.
These are your words.
So this is what I mean. As a member of parliament, there are some visible, let's say, signs or evidence of deliverables in the constituency. He did some toilets for the indigenous enclave where you have most of the people engaging in open defecation, and then got some DSTVs for the guys in the various ghettos. And there was a crèche in the constituency where it was then taking about 58 students, and he tried to improve on the intake. But then we
then he did free NHIS registration and
registration for children up to a certain age, and then the elderly.
Those were not concrete achievements?
Good. That's what I'm saying. As a member of a ruling government, we felt that this is the least you can do for your constituency. As an MP, I said that your primary function is to make laws and represent the interest of the community. But then a portion of the common fund and other payments are made available to you. As also as an MP, you have to use your network, social network, to lobby for projects for the constituency, including courting private investment, to support the constituency in the area of generating employment for the youth, and also for projects like infrastructure projects in the area of health.
You wanted your MP to be a jobs contractor?
Not really, but you see, this is not rocket science. Other MPs are doing it. Looking at the constituency in which we find ourselves, which sits virtually on gold, we have the The only international airport sited on our land, if you are not aware, the airport is part of our constituency. Trade fair area, 5-star hotels are on our land. The United States of America has its embassy on our land. A lot of multinational corporations are sited on our land, and we felt that moving away from your primary function of making laws in Parliament, you should also put your eyes on the ground and court these private parties and players to attract some support for the constituency, including getting some job allocations or slots for our people, and also using your portion of the common fund and other statutory payments to support and target some core areas that would have a ripple effect on development of the constituency.
So I know your constituency includes La Bema Camp, North Laboni, South Labadi, Cantonments, Airport, East Cantonments, and you have all these, and you yourself said that you have security headquarters, embassies, 4- and 5-star hotels, and the airport.
Yeah.
So you were expecting the MP to go to these people, knock on the doors and say, listen, I'm the MP for La, give my people jobs.
It's very possible.
Is that what you wanted him to do?
It's very possible, looking at the condition in which our people find themselves. Well, this interview, like I said, it's not about my senior brother.
So is that what you would do? Let's face it.
Yes, I will
knock on the doors of
vigorously
Labadi Beach Hotel,
establish a functional
Mahogany
system.
Lodge, and then you ask for jobs for your people?
I'll establish a functional system. If the MP is not going to knock physically, the system should be able to work to get those private parties, including using a portion of their corporate social responsibility to support the community. And I'm saying that this is not rocket science. The MP may not necessarily go, but there is a party structure in place and other key stakeholders within the constituencies who can do that on behalf of the constituency, on behalf of the MP, you know. And so we felt that there is more that we could have done to support the community, because the community needs development.
Did you think he was competent?
This is a very dicey one. You are dragging me into an area I don't want to go. The era of my senior brother is gone, and it is my battle ahead of me. So I should be focusing on what I will be doing different or what I'm bringing to the table. And so let's tilt the discussion towards that direction.
So your slogan on your posters was Rescue La MPP 2020. That assumes that La was sinking.
Yeah, it would have been very difficult for us to retain the seat because as we speak now, you give a background to the history of our elections in the constituency. Yes, rightly so. The NDC has been on the seat for 20 years. We have done, plus this term, we have done 8 years. The question is, how is that possible? Normally, depending on the candidate and his connection and influence within the constituency, the people are ready to give you the mandate irrespective of your political background. And so the slogan, the mantra, Rescue La NPP, was to say that, well, our brother has fallen out of love with the people, and the people were ready to vote out the MP and the president. So we needed somebody, an alternative, to engage the people and give them fresh hope why they should retain the president and also the party within the constituency.
Haven't you put a rather unfair burden on the current MP, the outgoing MP, because he doesn't control the budget of LADMA, the La Dadikotopon Municipal Assembly.
Yeah. But it has a portion of
a huge budget. The last time I checked, for 2019 alone, there was like 26 million CDs that they were expecting as revenue. He doesn't control that. So why blame him for the misfortunes of the constituency?
You see, well, an MP is entitled to a portion of the common fund, which is statutory. Plus, we said an MP should be able to engage the world to court private interest to come and support the constituency. We are not blaming him. The constituency has been like this for as long as the annals remain. But then, we look around us and other MPs are doing similar interventions.
So you are envious of those other MPs?
We are not envious, but then, in fact, to use them as even a case study may be mediocre. But then an MP should be able to use the political office leverage political office, the resources and authority to bring them, attract the necessary support for the constituency. This is as basic and abstract as it is, but then you add the T's, you dot the T's and the,
Which is what you think you can do if you are elected?
By the grace of God.
But if you are